Hi there, and welcome to this quick session, an overview of the Facebook basics for your business. If you've attended this session, this is a quick video to remind you what we covered, particularly if you struggle to keep up or there are a lot of concepts that are fairly new to you. So this was the basic agenda, just covering why Facebook's important, how to brand, optimize and publish on your page, some of the features, insights and tricks and tools. So we established that often we get overwhelmed by social media. There's a lot to do and it's really difficult to keep up. And of course, we've got to stand out with our ideal client. So knowing who that ideal client is or who they are, if you've got multiple types of clients, is really important. And Facebook is one of the tools alongside tools like LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, your website, your email marketing. It's an important tool for many businesses, but it's got to be right for your business and it's got to be something that you're willing to put some time into. So just to reiterate, this is the model from my book, Get Good or Get Off, a guide to getting it right on social media. So it starts with creating a page. Might be having a business tool. It might be using Facebook as a business tool, simply to be contactable, to use it to research, to find people. Building a presence is having an optimized page so that people can easily reference you, find you, understand what you do. Building a profile is where you're taking it up a notch and you're elevating yourself as a go-to, as an expert in your field or your company as the go-to. You want to be attracting opportunities, whether they're speaking opportunities, different opportunities that maybe generate business or generate conversation. And of course, above that, we've got leads because we want to attract the right leads that convert into clients or customers. And of course, beyond that, referrals. So having advocates in our business. Facebook, along with other social media tools, is really important in Google search. So whether they're looking in Facebook for you, and many people are, because Facebook isn't a search engine itself, essentially. But Google is the go-to search engine. So if you search for your business name and do some homework, does your current page come up? Do your competitors come up? What else comes up? So is it your website? Is it your LinkedIn? Is it something else? So let's start with Facebook, just to reiterate the three parts. You've got your profile, groups, and a page. Profiles are for you as an individual, that person-to-person relationship. Groups are about creating community, and pages are obviously for your business. Now, we mentioned ads. Ads, when you run ads from your business, you're actually targeting individuals. You can't target a business because obviously there's a person behind the business. It's a user, so you're targeting the user on Facebook. So if you just start with the profile, like we said, you might be using your profile for your personal relationships, but where it's important for your business is firstly to connect your profile to your page, as I mentioned. So in the about information where it's got employment, putting down your role or your company if it's relevant, and having a link to the page. So straight away, if someone looks you up, they can find you, click, and you can take them off to your page. Having other social media links if it's relevant. Consider your photos, like I mentioned, your cover image and profile photo are public by default. You've got these feature images down the side here. So work out what's public and what's not public, what you're comfortable sharing with potential clients or customers that may find your profile. Always be on brand. So when you're sharing content, be conscious of who can see it. Maybe it's public and you're not aware of it. But if you've decided to connect to people in your business network, keep in mind they can see your content, they can see your posts. So make sure you're always positive and just on brand, we'll call it. Review your privacy settings. So make sure that you understand what you've got the control over, who can see what, and use lists as well. So lists are a way to categorize your friends. And this allows you then to friend your business network, but also keep them sort of separate to your personal friends, your family. So if you need some help with any of these strategies, you're welcome to book a one-on-one session with myself through the Business Station ASBAS program or with one of the other experts, and there are a few others that do specialize in Facebook particularly. But it's good to get your head around this sort of stuff so you know exactly what you're getting into. Now, groups are another place, like we said, about building community. It's about building relationships. It's that one-to-many approach. So when you're sharing in a group, obviously your group members may see the content and engage with you. But of course, unlike a page, and I'll get to pages, anybody in your group can post, so people can start their own conversations, which also could be quite powerful. Some of the features are very similar to profiles and pages in terms of you can run events, you've got live video, you've also got document sharing and ability to share it's in the unit section, share learning material essentially. So you can use it to create a closed group for your team, for instance, if it's appropriate. You can connect it to a page as well, but once again, review your privacy settings and decide if you're going to run a group. Obviously, there's a lot of admin involved and time to run a group. Do you want it to be open? So can anybody find it and join? Closed, meaning people can find it and request to join, or the other one is secret, which no one can find and people need to be invited to. So page, your purpose of your page might be to raise awareness of your brand. So initially in the first instance, that might be what you're looking for. Sharing announcements. You might be looking for engagement with your community. Now, depending on how it works, groups are great for engagement, but pages can also be engaging, but it's getting the people on the page in the first place can be challenging. So it's getting smart with your content strategies and your engagement strategies. Obviously great for lead generation. So there's certain aspects where you can drive traffic. So having the shop feature, for instance, down here, you can have different opportunities. You can share promotional content. You've got the book now button here, which can be customized. So in terms of functionality, there are lots of apps within Facebook that are useful. I'll go through some of those. You've got third-party tools that plug in, so you can connect it to other tools you're using, such as your email marketing. You can connect it to your group if you're running one. And of course, there's advertising to reach the right people and to fast-track your results if you've got the budget for it and you've got a really smart ad strategy. But you want to be consistent with your brand and so that people can connect to you. So let's look at the brand and optimization again. So this is the model that I shared, getting clear on your values, your vision, and your voice. This is all about to frame your content and your positioning. What's your expertise? And on the other side, your clients and customers. Who are they? What problems do they have? And how are you going to help them? So your page, we want to get the branding right. So you want to get your logo right. You want to update your cover so that you've got the branding up here, and your URL. So your page name and URL, you'd hopefully want them to be the same. Now your URL is unique. So you want to make sure that if you can't get your name, get something very similar. So I've got Wildfire Social Marketing. It's my business. If I was operating under my personal name as a business, if that was my, I was Joe Saunders Consulting or whatever, I might use Joe Saunders AU, which is something I use across other social media platforms where I can't get my name. So like I've said, here's some of the features we've already gone through, but these are the native features I mentioned. So you've got the About section where you've got the ability to optimize the content about who you are and what your business is. You've got Posts, which is the general discussion area. You've got the Photos, which you can organize your photos into albums and galleries. Videos, so this is video you have uploaded. And then you've got live video, which is live broadcasting, which we talked about in the workshop, which maybe a little challenging at first, but that's another way to reach your audience quickly and build trust because they can see you and ask you questions. Whereas when you're uploading video, it's a pre-produced video. Live's great for live engagement. You can add events. So the events feature is quite powerful and invite your network or invite the people that follow your page. You've got the ability to have reviews to showcase some social proof. Notes, like I said, is a internal blogging type of feature where you can publish articles natively, and of course groups you can bring into your page as well. So here's a couple of examples of my page and another page that I run. As I mentioned, with the cover image, you can have a static single image. You can have multiple images that operate as a slide, like a slideshow carousel, or you can have a video. But you want to use your page to share your personality, your purpose, and just show people what your business is all about. So we'll start with creating a page because if you've already got a page, we can skip forward. But essentially, when you create a page, which is at the very top, create page, you can see the link here. When you're logged into Facebook, obviously you need a profile first. You can't just have a page without a profile. But your profile doesn't need to be visible on the page. And you don't need to use your profile if you really don't want to use Facebook for business. Outside of the page, you don't have to. So create your page. So create page here. And this is where groups are too, events, ads. You can find them here. And then you get the option to create a business or brand or community or public figure. So if you're a small business, you create a business here. Fill out the information and just follow the prompts. So you need a page name that's unique to what you do. Select the category, have an address, phone number's optional. And then we want to start customizing. Now, you can skip this step because you can come back to this because you may not be ready to put an image there right now. But essentially, you want a profile photo for your page and a cover image. So if you skip that step, this is what you've got, a blank canvas page. But you do want to brand it properly. So you can see here, the username hasn't been set, for instance. So you click into the details and set your username. You'd want to add a picture here. So you're looking for a square image. Now this is the size of the optimal size in blue of the image. Now you've got the display. This is what it actually looks like. And this is the sizing on desktop and then mobile. But this is the size you're looking for initially, and then it scales down. It's always good to have a high resolution image. So something square here that's obviously going to display in a circle. Now the cover image at the top, this is the size 851 by 315. And then on desktop, this is the display size, and on mobile, it's this size. So you might create it for mobile, but then it's going to be stretched for desktop. So it's always safe to go for the general settings first and then have a look at how they look on each device. The other thing you want to optimize is your call to action button here. Now the button could be thinking about what you want people to do on your page. Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to send you a message or go to your website? So there are some of the options for driving that action. So if we look at the image side of things, so here's a couple of tools you can use to create that cover image at the top. You've got the sizing now, but tools like Canva already have the sizing built in. So you can see here, Facebook cover, that their sizing is 820 by 312. So you can use that template. This tool, snapper.com, you can also create your image, and you can see here it's got some guides around the sizing to suit desktop and mobile. So then you want to keep your main info in this safe zone so it's not cut off on either. So they're just some tools. They're both free to use. There are paid versions, obviously, but the free versions will get you what you need to get going. Then you want to optimize your content, your text. So you click into your about information, and you will see under general, you'll see all these options. So description, this is your short description about your page. So thinking keywords and phrases. Category, so if you want to change it, here you go. You can have a phone number, website, email address, physical address. Now, when you set it up and if you put a physical address in because it asks you to, but you don't actually, say you work from home or you don't really want to publicize your physical address because you don't want walk-in traffic, then untick this box here. Otherwise, you're going to get the address and a map, which is useful if you do have a storefront type of business. And scrolling down, if you've got a physical business, do you have parking, public transport info, hours? So if you've got opening hours, you want to publicize in here. And then this is some extra info you can put in there. So if you go into the About section, that tab down the side, this is where you see all this information here. So you can simply click Edit. So if you need to edit and add your username, there you go. That's where you get to it. Edit your business details, edit your phone number. So you can always change this info. So like I said, optimize your page for your keywords and contact info because you don't want a barrier to people. If you're using it as a business tool and you're starting to build a bit of a presence, then you want to get your brand right and you want to get the words right and the actions right. The other thing to consider is you're protecting your page. So who needs admin access to your page? So if you're a business of one, it's clearly just you. But you might at some point engage a virtual assistant, a marketing person, an intern, and you might give them access to your page. Or maybe they've set it up for you. Either way, you need, as a business owner, you want to have access to your page. Now, if you're in the marketing role of your business, you'll have access, but you want to give the business owner admin as well, just purely just so they've got they've got the keys, so to speak. So if you go into settings at the very, very top across here, this is where a lot of your information is, and you go down to page roles, and then you'll see over here you can assign a page role and you can set the level. So you've got full admin, you've got editor, you've got analytics, so there's different levels of access. Admin is the highest level. So if someone else is just creating content, you'd make them an editor. It just means they haven't got full access to your page. So in terms of some of the features, I said you can integrate with third-party tools. So one is MailChimp, for instance, or your and it works with other email marketing platforms. But if you're using MailChimp, which is a free tool initially to use it to build your list. So if you've got a landing sort of page on MailChimp where, you've created your list. So this is my opt-in, my free LinkedIn profile blueprint. This is what it looks like. I've integrated it into Facebook so that if you click on LinkedIn profile blueprint, you can complete the form, get it sent by email, and now that person's on my list. So you can do that for your business. If you're using other platforms like Twitter, you can use a plugin called Woobox, and then it just brings all your tweets across, and on the tweets tab, there it all is. Same for YouTube. So if you're using YouTube for video, you can also use Woobox for that and feature a video, and all the rest are in here. So that comes up here. Now, if you're not using Twitter or YouTube, then this is not relevant for you. So it's just a way of sharing what else you're doing. So in essence, in regards to your page, you want to brand your page. You want to optimize the content, the about information, so that it helps you in search and get found, and also communicate what you do. You want to customize those call to action buttons, add your services in terms of what you do. You've got the review feature, so you might get someone to add a review to your page, organize your photos, use video and live video in your content strategy, because that's a nice way to fast track the relationship building if you're brave enough. Work out if you're running a group, feature the group. Now, if you're not running a group, don't worry about that. Like I said, it is a lot of time to manage a group once it gets busy, and integrate with the tools you're already using. Now, content strategy we'll go into. Content is a way to tell stories of your business. You want to use it to communicate your passion, purpose, positioning, personality, and obviously persuasion. So to persuade people to do something at some point. Not every piece of content is going to persuade. It's a long journey. Think about that customer journey. But start with finding your voice, because if you don't have your voice articulated, you haven't got it quite clear as to how you want to put yourself out there, then of course you're not going to, or you're going to get inconsistency. So content-wise, you want to brainstorm your core themes and topics, what topics sit in those themes. And you might have, say, 3 to 4 themes. You don't want to have too many. So think about what you want to be known for. They're your themes. And then what problems do your ideal clients have that can formulate your topics. And then create a schedule. So how often are you going to publish content on your Facebook page? Are you going to post 3 times a week, or just once a week to get started? Also, when are you going to write this content? So you might decide to have, an hour on a Monday morning as your marketing day and do all this. So have a schedule. And then you've got to produce the content. So if that's the time on Monday, and part of that producing is writing the updates, sourcing the media. So by media, I mean images or video to go with that update. So you might create an image in, say, Canva. Canva's a great tool to create some great graphics. Or you might find something online. So you might share a video, share an article. Then, of course, you're going to edit that and format it on Facebook if you're scheduling it, and then publish it. Now, part of publishing might be scheduling. You don't have to publish it there and then. And of course, then you can promote it by engaging with it and letting people know you're talking about that particular thing. So some of the types of topics or themes you might use are telling your professional story. So if you've had a change in your career, or what prompted you to start this business or join this company. Tell business stories where obviously you've got mission, the startup story of your business, company highlights, milestones and achievements. So you use that to showcase your passion, culture, innovation in your industry, and also how to content goes really well, and we all love success stories. So what does that look like on your Facebook page? So here's the box where you actually post the content. So this is what it looks like essentially. When you first get to it, you click in the box and decide to write your update or copy and paste it. If you want to start with an image, you might click on the photo or image, browse to that particular photo, and then add your text. You can also say feeling's another thing. You might say feeling excited as an action, and then share your update. So of course, when you click into it, you've got more options of the type of content you can share. So at the very top here, you've got live. So this is where you've got live video. You're broadcasting here and now, and hopefully you'll get some people watching live who can engage with you. But if they don't worry about it, because what happens is when you finish broadcasting, it just becomes a video on your page. This is where you can also set up an event. if you've got offers in your business, and if you're promoting a job. So you've got the photo button here as well, and the feeling activities down here. So, and there's a few other options you can add. So milestone is something you might decide to add. So maybe you've just opened a new branch of your business, or you've just moved offices, or you've just hit 5 years in business or whatever, or 1 year in business as a new business. So you can add that as a milestone. Notes are one of the features I mentioned before. There are an inbuilt third-party, Facebook app, so to speak, which is where you can publish your long articles, your blogs. Now, when you've decided to share this, you can, and also you've got background colors here for short, when you've got short bits of text. You've probably seen that in your profile. And then you can decide, are you going to share it now? So click share now, off you go, or are you going to schedule it for later? So if you click the little down arrow, you see this box here, you hit schedule, you pick the time. So if this is Monday morning, you're doing your marketing, it's Marketing Monday, you've decided you want to schedule the first one for Tuesday, 10 a.m., and the second post is going to be Thursday at 2 p.m., for instance. This is where you do that. And then you can manage that in the activity area. So one of the features, I'll just go back here. One of them is the offer. Sorry, at the top. So if you go into offer, this is when you can create something where you're promoting something. So you need a photo, you need a description about it. What is it? A percentage off? What is it? When does it expire? And then you can put that in there. You've got the shop feature as well. So if you've got particular products that you want to sell or promote, so this is a colleague of mine, he's got these are 3 of his main products. You can see the price, you can click and buy those particular things. Now, when you're creating an image post, you've got these options. So not just browsing to the photo, you've got, you can upload a video, a photo. You can also create a photo gallery, an album. So if you've got multiple photos to share, say you've had an event recently and you want to promote it, you can create an album straight away for the event, keeping all the images together. You can also create a carousel, which is a scrolling of about, I think it's 9 or 10 images. Then you've got slideshow, which is 3 to 10 photos, and that's essentially taking, say, 10 photos and you're creating a video on the fly. So that's a powerful tool that many people don't use. And then you've got experience as well. So if we look at that, the slideshow option, click on that, upload your photos. So pick 3 to 10 images. Here we go. This is an event I did recently, and we can select them. We can put them in order. We can select music to go with it. And we can also select things like the timing. So we can look down here and see how long this video is. So it's going to be a short video to showcase an event. So that's a nice way to use this feature. And then create slideshow, which essentially creates your video. We can create an event. So click the event. We want to put an image in. Otherwise, it uses the cover image from your page. So you might have a different photo. You want to publicize that particular event. You need a name, obviously. Location is your page. So if your event is going to be somewhere else, put that location in, a bit of a description, category, frequency, dates and whatnot. And you can even put links to book. So if you're using a tool such as Eventbrite, pop that in there as well. And then you'll see on your page, when you go to the events tab, all your upcoming events. So I use it a lot for my training and workshops, and you can even see your past events as well. Notes I mentioned are like a blog, mini blog kind of feature within Facebook. So you might you might have a blog on your website where you're writing articles. This is a great place to republish those. So you click on the My Note, you need an image at the top, and then description, headline, and off you go. So you can embed information, you can do a little bit of formatting. And if you click onto the actual note, which is the blog, you can see this is what it looks like. So it's like an article. Now engagement. Now we didn't cover this in the workshop, but I just wanted to quickly give a bit of an overview. We touched on a few things. You can see which people like your page, and you can also see which pages liked your page. So in the settings area of your page, click on people and other pages, and you'll see the people who are liking your page, when they liked it, and ban people if you need to. And you can also click up here where it says people and change that to pages and see those people. You can also feature other pages. So this might be strategic partners, and you can decide who's showing up on your page as well in this area. Now, your page has notifications as well. We talked about the publishing area, so you can manage all your upcoming content, scheduled content, content that's going to expire, like those offers. We talked about insights briefly, but we didn't talk about notifications. So this is an area where you can manage interaction with your page. So anybody that's commented on updates, or companies that have commented on updates and when. So you can see here who they are and make sure you respond to them. And if you're wanting to build your audience, because this is something that often comes up, you can see down the side on this particular area, notifications, you've got invite friends and share a page. So if you want to share your page, you're sharing it to your personal timeline on your profile. So this is where you've got to decide, is it appropriate? Are you connecting to people that might be interested in your business? Now, your friends, your personal friends, maybe you're friends with parents from your kids' school or people, family members overseas. You never know if they know someone who might need your services. So sometimes it's good to share your page to your profile. And then you've got the direct approach, which is inviting people. So this is where you get those notifications saying, Joe would like to like her page. People can find that annoying if it's not relevant. So, pick and choose wisely. Now you can like pages as your page as well. So in this instance, this is Liberty Flexible Offices Workspaces. This is their Facebook page. And if I go, I've liked them personally, so I'm logged in as me. But if I want to like them as my page, I click on the three dots and I go down to like as page, and then I select the page I'd like to like it as. So I can like their business as my business. So it's showing the support. And here you go. You can see that on this instance, I've gone to the page and I'm liking Online Videos Perth as one of my pages that I manage. And of course, then you can engage as your page as well. So if I'm on somebody else's page, so in this case, Liberty Flexible Workspace, they've shared an image from my event, I can comment as me personally. But if I go to the little arrow at the top here, I can change my identity to the page. So in this instance, I'm changing to LinkedIn Local Perth, which is my event, which they're talking about. I can then comment as that identity. So you've got the ability to be yourself on Facebook or your business on Facebook. So that was it in a nutshell. That was some of the stuff we didn't get to. Thanks for sharing your actions. I'm hoping from this, and you've had a bit of time now to think a bit more, what else you can do with your Facebook page. Feel free to connect to me and ask me questions. And like I said, if you'd like to book a one-on-one advisory where we sit down one-to-one for an hour, generally we do them via Zoom, but they can be in person if it fits into the schedule. There's myself and there's many others that specialize in different aspects of social media. So Facebook is one of the things I do. But if you want LinkedIn particularly, I'm your girl. There are other people that do Facebook and Instagram. But if you want to talk about your page, your setup, your strategy, some of their tools like how to create graphics and things like that, then feel free to book a session with me. And of course, we've got further workshops. Have a look at businessstation.com.au and see what other workshops are coming up. LinkedIn, there's quite a few LinkedIn workshops, videos. If video is something you'd like to get comfortable with, there are many video workshops that you can come along to as well. So thanks very much for watching this overview. Thanks for investing some time, and good luck with your social media and Facebook marketing.